while waiting for your plane, you can watch as decorators wallpaper the airport lobby with the death certificates of slow-moving luggage handlers. That's right, friends. Then you'll take off on style on British Airways. British only flies these passengers first class. That's because business and economy fell off last week over Greenland. Now, folks, you're at this. It'll catch you. It'll start moving here. Maybe Monty sent the wrong film. Who knew? Your actual holiday is going to start in the good old USA because, folks, you'll have a 9-hour stopover in sunny Florida. So why not start off in Disney World? This is the perfect time to go. They're thawing out Mr. and Mrs. Walt Disney for their 70th wedding anniversary. Yes, that's right. Yes, you read about that, and there they are, and they look pretty good. And while you're in Florida, drop by Cape Canaveral to meet the heads of NASA. Yes. And watch in awe during the historic launch of the $2 billion Hubble Telescope rescue mission. Now, folks, you're only minutes from Atlanta, so you can drop by the set of Designing Woman and catch a glimpse of Delta-Burks. That's right, folks. And what bet how? Are we back? Right. They were getting ahead of the jokes here. You made up a joke there. We weren't going to do a Delta Burke joke, but you folks did it. That's right, they made a cruel joke about Delta Burke, which I would never do. But it's enough of this country. I want to make sure where the hell I'm going. Okay. It's time heading for the magic of the old world. I'm talking about romantic, mysterious Europe. And what better place to start than Ireland? You'll meet the old Sharman family. Yes, for 18 generations, they've been the exclusive quality inspectors for leprechaun toilet paper. Then it's on to Vienna, the home of the world's only nympho-pyromaniac. Every month she torches her apartment just so volunteer firemen can peek up her skirt. A very strange lady. Now, folks, the minute you arrive in, yes, Madrid, you'll discover things you never knew about Spain. For instance, at the airport, all the Hare Krishnas are bulls. And you better give. Then it's on to Paris and the French Bureau of Statistics, where they hold a running count of how many European women have forgotten to shave their legs. And as you can see, there are many, many women there. Now, folks, Europe is very civilized. Not as much as we are, but very civilized. But if you prefer the unusual, what am I doing? But if you prefer the unusual and exotic, the next part of the tour is for you. Where are we? Yes, for the adventurous, Libya offers the world's toughest ping pong tournament. Not only do they make you play yourself, they execute the loser. Folks, now there are no lobster tanks in Peking restaurants, but you can pick out your own duck and hose it down with orange sauce before it's cooked. There she's hosing. Now in India, they believe in reincarnation. Westerners may scoff until they see this horrifying sight, the town flasher who came back as a circus elephant. That's right. Me quiet. Back at the airport parking lot, your car is being turned, and they're doing terrible things. But folks, but all good things must come to an end, and so must your dream vacation. It's time to pack your bags and head west. And this is how far you will have traveled already without a bathroom break. Then, folks, it's homeward bound on luxurious Exxon cruise lines. Want to swim? No problem. Want a dry towel? There's a problem. Now, back stateside, you'll dock at El Guano, California, which is known to bird lovers worldwide as the last swallow rest stop before Capistrano. That's right, that's a bird stuff. And you'll arrive safely back at home only to find out you did leave the gas on after all. There you are, folks. They're from Montezuma. And if I could have rigged that, nothing. I'll tell you, that proves my point. There's nothing like a little rehearsal to do that with the right tempo and make no mistakes.
Yes. Just wonderful.
We were coming in on a plane. It was a terrible, frightening flight. Just like that the whole way. Everybody's sick, and then the plane couldn't land in Los Angeles here. Circled and circled. It was horrifying, terrifying. We finally landed, and then we had to wait for our luggage, and everybody was just like this. And a little old lady, she was 90, came hobbling up and said, "Well, Mr. Marks, you weren't so very funny up there, were you?" And here's where I have to clean it up. He said, how'd you like to go?
You're kidding. No. To a little old lady?
Yeah.
Now, you can fill in the blanks, folks. I don't. Go to the lounge, I suppose, or something like that. Anything else?
Yeah, I was walking down Madison Avenue, and I saw a tie in the window. This is absolutely true. It's so good that it sounds like a made-up story, but it's not. And a very good-looking tie in the window. So I went in. Before I could say anything, the manager said, "Oh, God." I said, "Oh, don't in my store. Please, just a minute. Wait, just a minute. Don't do a thing." He said, "I gotta call my wife." And he calls his wife, "Please." He said, "Talk to my wife. Please, just say anything. She'll never believe me. Tell her, say hello, please." Yeah.
And so you take the phone.
The whole thing. He flattered me so much that I bought the tie and I bought 6 shirts. I didn't have enough money.
More than that.
Yeah.
And you
I said, "Will you accept my check?" He said, "Do you have any identification?"
That's wonderful. Somewhere in the 60s or 70s, there's a little shop that's been there for years. I assume it's still there. It's for polo gear. Have you ever seen it? And writing.
Yeah.
It's like polo mallets. It says on that, polo mallets.
Yeah.
And I say, how can somebody make a living in New York City with a shop on Madison Avenue making just paraphernalia for polo players?
Mm-hmm.
And every time I'd go by, I see nobody in there. And for years, and the last time I was in New York, I'm not trying to top your story.
No.
And I tore off a little piece of paper, and I put a number on it. And I walked in, and I said, "Number 42. And the little man looks at me, didn't laugh, just looked at me, and I felt like such an idiot. I was trying to, like they do at Baskin Robbins, you know.
Yeah.
42, and the guy says, "Oh." So, you really had to been there, the little man, to see the shop and the polo gear.
I can tell.
Why did I do that?
Because you knew I had a better one.
What?
You knew I had a better one.
You got a better one than this. Good.
All right. I was in...
Why didn't I just shut up and let the guest do it?
I was
You're doing
in...
fine.
No. You set it up. I was in London.
Oh.
And I went into a liquor store to buy a bottle of Jack Daniels. And the clerk didn't have any. He said, "What is it?" I said, "Well, it's an American bourbon." He said, "I have bourbon." And he hands me a bottle of bourbon. I said, "That stuff's no good. I wouldn't wash my feet in that stuff." And he said, "I shall make a note of that, sir."
I should make a note of that. Big laugh. Big laugh on that punchline. I'll make a note of that, sir, but number 67, with nobody in there, with one little man and no line, gets nothing.
No. Now, it's because you told it wrong.
I told it wrong? Why did I tell it wrong?
Thank you very much. I like suspense movies like those Elvis Presley films. Because you just didn't know when he was going to start singing. No matter what he played, that was the fun part. He's a farmer plowing the fields. Lucky, the cattle stampeding, what do we do? I said, "Hey, little cattle, gonna give us something. What's that, cattle?" And the cows are behind him going, "Ah-hoo, ah-hoo." You ever listen to Elvis's songs? They would always stop and start again. He must have talked that way normally at home. "Hey, Priscilla, I'm on getting me a piece of pie." Thank you, man. Thank you. Thank you very much. My favorite of all the National Enquirer headlines was Elvis's ghost is haunting Graceland. What's he doing? Hanging around the hallways going, "Boo." Like, "Ooh, oh, ooh, la, la." Wow. My favorite show to tape or watch of all time, the last 5 minutes of Jeopardy. You know why? Somebody will have minus $8,000. You know they're going to lose, so I always watch the guy to see if he's going to use his moment. He's on TV. He's not coming back. Why not give your friends' names as the answers? He invented the boomerang. Yeah, who is? Larry Davis! Larry! I'm losing! Thank you very much.